मह्यं ददान्ति स्वपदान्तिकं नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So 18th chapter is about the summary of the whole Bhagavad Gita and Gita Saramsh, or the Krishna has explained all the philosophy in the first 17 chapters, especially second chapter to 17th chapter, and 18th chapter is just he's summarizing everything. So and also we saw the summary on a whole, like in a nutshell, what every each thing is about, each chapter is about, and here in the about we read about the 5 factors also, which determines think we stopped at 25. Yeah, this we finished. What are the 5 factors to establish anything? Like there is the person, the place, the different types of endeavor we put, and finally the super soul who sanctions everything. Okay, so this is what we saw. Knowledge in 3 modes. So knowledge about the soul is in goodness, knowledge from different mental speculation will be in passion, and knowledge about one's own body is in the mode of ignorance. Okay, so this we saw, and yeah, this is what I said. So action in 3 modes. So if action is performed in illusion, that is against scriptures, we saw that. Did we took this breakout room also? No, example from scriptures.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, and you all said like all the demons they come in a mode of ignorance because their action is completely regardless of scriptures, and it causes distress for them. So that is in ignorance. Okay, so this we saw, and saw the examples. Uh, Now there is intelligence and determination in 3 modes. Okay, so that comes in 30 to 33 slokas is about that, or the intelligence in the mode. So 25th sloka is about the knowledge in the 3 modes. 26 says Mukta Sango Anambati Driti Utsaha Samvita Siddhi Asiddho Nirvikara Karta Satvika Uchyate. It says one who performs his duty without associating with the modes of material nature, without false ego, with great determination and enthusiasm, without wavering in success and failure, is said to be a worker in the mode of goodness. So that means he is not expecting anything in return. Okay, so they are doing out of duty. But in Rajoguna, what happens is Ragi Karma Phala Prevshu Lupta Himsatma Goshuchi Harsha Shogan with Akata Rajasa Parikirtita. So the worker will attach to the work and the fruits of work. He is desiring to enjoy the fruits, and who's greedy, envious, impure, moved by joy and sorrow is said to be in the mode of passion. So they are so attached to the work, especially when you get to your first job in your life after your college and internship and all. Like in the first month you'll be always eager to have that first salary. It's very very precious, and you'll be very initially in the first few years you'll be like every month you'll check about your bank balance, and because we are like so attached to the fruit. But as you work for the company and all, you get attached to that company, what happens, you don't bother how much salary is coming or not, or no, you don't bother. You just start doing, not getting attached to the fruits. But here in passion, what happens? They get attached to the fruits. And 28 says, Ayukta pratita sabda sato naishkrito laksha vishadi nirgata shruti cha karta tamasu uchyate. So the worker who's engaged in the work against the scriptures, who's materialistic, cheating, expert, insulting others, who's lazy, is said to be the work of ignorance. So this is a person in ignorance who's not he is attached to the fruits as well as he is neglecting the shastras. Okay, 30 to 33 says the intelligence in the modes of material nature, pravrittim cha nivrittim cha karya karye भया भये Bandham moksham cha yaveti buddhi sa partha satviki. So, son of Pritha, that understanding by which one knows what ought to be done, what not ought to be done, what is to be feared, what is not to be feared, what is binding, what is liberating, is said to be in the mode of goodness. So, what knowledge is this actually? To know what is to be done, what is not to be done, what is binding, what is liberating. What knowledge is about? It's about what?
Goodness, is it?
Truth.
Yes, Prabhu.
I mean, it is in the mode of goodness.
Yeah, mode
Yes.
of goodness, and it's about
Shuddha Sat. Atma.
about it's Bhagavad Gita knowledge in the sense matter and spirit. To know, see what is liberating, what is binding. Like something called Pavarga. Does anyone know what is Pavarga? In alphabets, there is Chavarga, Pavarga, like Cha 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 Nya, Papa Bapama. Like that, what is Papa Bapama? Pa is for Pa, Parishrama or endeavor or our work, hard work. Okay, so when in materialistic life is about Pavarga. Pavarga. Prabhupada mentions this in so many purports also. Pavarga is the 5 letters which represents the suffering in this material world. It's about this material world. So there are 5 stages. Pa, 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 ma. Now let's see what is pa, 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 ma. That's called Pavarga. Prabhupada mentions this as uh, how our material life is. So pa is about parishrama, like you do a lot of hard work, and then when you keep doing hard work, there'll be fa, that is fena. Fena is the form that's coming out of your mouth, and again when you keep working, then there is bondage, bandhana. Then there is bhaya, and la is mrityu, ma is mrityu. So this is pavarga refers to the fifth group, that is Papa Bapama. And here it is said the material sufferings. These are the 5 stages of material sufferings, which includes Pavarga. We'll see what it is. So Pa. Pa is about the extra parishrama you put here. Prabhava or exhaustion. It's actually not defeat, it's just the parishrama or Prabhupada mentions. I'll take from the Vani source, that's better. Prabhupada quotes in Vani quote here. Yeah, Pavarga. So Pavarga is actually about material existence. Okay, now what it is, we'll see. In the material existence, this is what happens to us. So there are 5 P. So P means Parishrama. Parishrama means very hard labor. You put lot of hard work in material life. All of us know. Lot of hard work. You keep hard working. You do overnight and so many job, extra work and everything. So there is Parishrama first. So P for Pa Pa Bha Pha Ma. Pa is for Parishrama, very hard work. Next is Fa, Fena, or the form that's coming from the mouth. If you see a horse and all working so hard, then there'll be a little bit form coming. That means we get exhausted, we'll sweat, and so much exhaustion happens. So that's Fa. Then Ba means disappointment, or can also called as bandhana. You get bondage. When you keep doing work, finally you get bonded. And then Bha is bhaya or fear. Definitely in material life, you feel like, oh, I might lose my job or something, that bhaya comes. And when that keeps happening, finally is the ma or mrityu or death comes. And this is actually the 5 different stages of our life. Pa, pa, ba, pa, ma, it is said. This is pavarga. And apavarga means liberation from these 5 things. So this material life is pavarga, means pa 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 ma. First there is parishrama, hard work. That in any case, if you take anything in material life, if you do, there is hard work. And then bha, there is no fa, there is fena or foam coming. Then bha, there is bandhana or bhaya, bandhan, bondage. And also bha, there is bhaya. And last comes mrityu, M. So this is material life, that is called pavarga. And opposite of pavarga is apavarga. Apavarga is liberation from all these 5 things. That means to cross over birth, death, old age, and disease. Okay. So here in the in the verse it is here it is mentioned that intelligence to understand, like it's pavarga and apavarga, to understand what causes bondage, what doesn't cause bondage. That intelligence is in the mode of material nature, that is in three modes. So in the first picture, can you see who that person is? Anyone knows?
Jadabar.
Yeah, Jada Bharat, very good. So that's Jada Bharat and giving information to Rahugana Maharaj. As you know, like that he was a palanquin carrier, and he is Bharat Maharaj reincarnated. In the sense, Bharat Maharaj became a deer, then he became Jada Bharat, and he was actually carrying the palanquin for Rahugana Maharaj. And there is a lot of talk between them, and there he gives all transcendental knowledge. That is definitely in goodness about matter and spirit. But you can see this is passion, that is giving animal sacrifice. Okay, it is done for Mother Kali, but then just doing for their own sense gratification, that becomes the intelligence is used in the mode of passion. And definitely terrorism, what are they doing? No, recently I heard some suicide bombing. What nonsense are we doing? They're doing, they're giving their own life to destroy some innocent people in some other country. And how you say my country, your country, it's all actually materialistic, or it's temporary things. It's not like my country or your country. Prabhupada says like what will happen to that person who have done a suicide bombing or something, no? What happens to the soul? What will be their next life?
First and foremost, I believe the soul will be wandering because it is
Yeah, it's
untimely
going to
death.
be a ghost form
Good
because
question.
they purposely ended. But if it's a natural death for a terrorist or something, then Prabhupada says because that person is constantly thinking about the opposite country, he might get born in the opposite country next life. And that too not might be human, might be a dog form. You don't even know. See, now we say, oh, so much of I'm from this country or you're from the opposite country, we are enemies and that and this. So you're constantly thinking about the opposite country or how to destroy them. Or, even at the time of death, you're thinking about that country. What will happen next life? You'll be born in that country, Prabhupada says. And that too not might be human form because you got a human form and you're doing all terrorism and all things. Material nature will give us animal form of life. So just imagine becoming an animal in the opposite country, or in the sense your so-called enemy, so-called it is because it's not actual enemies. Our own enemy is what? What is our enemy? Who is our enemy? Only enemy?
Mind.
Yeah, our own mind. Our own mind is our enemy. Like others are, it's a mind which discriminate friendship. So this is definitely in ignorance. We are using the intelligence in the mode of ignorance by torturing the innocent people. So there are three types of determinations also mentioned in the three modes. Okay. So just by the picture, can you just say examples? Determination in three modes. What is that first picture about? Second picture, everybody knows, no?
Just when they're offering food to Lord
Lord
Maharaj.
Yeah,
Maharaj.
Dhruva Maharaj, second one
second
is.
is Dhruva
Second
Maharaj.
is
So
Maharaj.
that determination was in passion because he wanted to become a king better than his own grandfather. So he went to the forest, not for anything spiritual. He was Artho initially. But that's okay. Like later on, he got purified. But here, that is determination in the mode of passion. ययौ धर्म कामार्थं वृत्त्या धारयते अर्जुन प्रसंगेन फलाकांक्षी धृत सा पार्थ राजसी फलाकांक्षी and rajasi. So that determination by which one hold fast to fruitive results in religion, economic development, and sense gratification is of the nature of passion. So that's passion. Okay, so Dhruv Maharaj was in passion. This determination was in passion. The first picture is about Madhavendra Puri. So Madhavendra Puri, everyone knows the story. He was in Govardhan Parikrama. So when he was doing Govardhan Parikrama, what happened? He was so hungry that he was about to sleep near Govardhan. But a small blackish boy came with a pot of milk and said, Baba, you have been fasting now, so have this milk. And Madhavendra Puri is like, how did you know I'm fasting? No, no, my mother saw you hungry and she said nobody should fast in our village. So take this milk. I'll come for the pot later. But the boy never returned. And when Madhavendra Puri had that milk and slept, he felt ecstatic symptoms because it's given by the Lord. And the same person, boy, came in his dream as Gopal, saying that I am Gopal and I've been hiding in this bush near Govardhan. So tomorrow morning, call all these Vrajavasis and dig me out. And I've been feeling so hot inside this mud. Next day, when Madhavendra Puri went to this exact spot which he saw in the dream, and he digged the deity out. That's the Gopal deity. And the deity said in the dream, please install me on top of Govardhan. So he was installed on top of Govardhan, and Abhisheka was done. And Madhavendra Puri was 90 plus that time, his age. And he had the second dream where Gopal was saying, I'm feeling so hot even now after doing 100 pots of Abhisheka with milk and water. I want Malaya Chandan, which is available only in uh, uh, Jagannath Puri. So you have to walk from Vrindavan to Jagannath Puri, get that Malaya Chandan for me. Madhavendra Puri could have sent some youngsters, but even though he was 90 plus, his determination was so strong. He walked alone from Vrindavan to Jagannath Puri to get the Chandan for Gopal. Because Gopal wanted it, like Chandan Yatra, you've seen, no? Krishna is given sandalwood paste so that he cools down. And on the way, he went to Ramuna, and he went, which temple he visited? The famous, where Krishna stole kheer for him, Kheer Chor Gopinath. It's in Ramuna. Okay, so he went to Ramuna, and there was a Kheer Chor Gopinath pastime where the Lord stole butter, this kheer, sweet rice for Madhavendra Puri. And the third dream happened where he said when he bring back the Chandan, he got the Chandan back. On the way, he was taking rest in Ramuna. There again, he got the dream saying that don't go to Vrindavan. Here in Ramuna, there is Gopinathji, Kheer Chor Gopinath. Apply the sandalwood to Gopinath, and I in Vrindavan as Gopal will feel that coolness. So he did the same thing, and as soon as Chandan was applied for Gopinathji, in Vrindavan in Gopal, he became so cool. But his determination level was so high that it was in goodness, determination in the mode of goodness, because even at that age, he went alone walking to get the Chandan for the Lord. So dhrityaya dharayate mana pranendriya kriya yoganavyapi charinya dhriti sa partha satviki. That determination which is unbreakable. Definitely, even after being 90 plus, he was unbreakable, the determination, and is sustained by steadfastness, by yoga practice, thus control the activities of the mind, life and senses, his determination in the mode of goodness. So all devotees, if you see Srila Prabhupada, his determination was also in goodness, because even at the age of 70 plus, when there 1 year no preaching at all happened. Today Bhagavatam class also Prabhu was saying, Namanishta Prabhu, where Prabhupada was with Mishra ji, who was Mayavadi. Still, Prabhupada just shut his mouth and started cooking there, and 1 year no preaching happened. So that is the mode of goodness. Yes, Minal Mataji.
He is still in Vrindavan, or it's got Madhavendra Puri?
Yeah, so then later what happened?
He's got.
Yeah, later what happened is Madhavendra Puri is the Param Guru of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Madhavendra Puri's disciple was Ishwara Puri, Ishwara Puri's disciple is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Madhavendra Puri was there before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing parikrama, Gopal was on top of Govardhan, and Mahaprabhu could not take darshan because you can't step on Govardhan. Govardhan is Haridasavarya, it's not different from Krishna. So you should not step on Govardhan. You can do parikrama around Govardhan, but not step on it. But you can see nowadays from Delhi and all tourists come with slippers only, they'll climb and take selfies. It's all wrong. It's a devotees, we should not do. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not climb Govardhan to take darshan of Gopal. Now what happened? Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna himself. So again, the Gopalji came in the dream of the Pujari and said, I should be brought down. So he was brought down, and all the village people, the Rajavasis, they could take darshan. And now he's Srinathji Mataji. When you do Govardhan Parikrama, there is Srinathji temple, very famous temple.
Yes.
There. So there he is there. He's been installed there. And even now, so much of Abhisheka happens.
Rajasthan, no, Mataji?
No, that is
Udaipur, no,
original.
Mataji?
That is original deities shifted
Udaipur,
there.
no, Mataji?
Shifted there, but in Govardhan also it is there. One deity is in Govardhan. All the original deities of Vrindavan have been shifted to
no, Mataji. This Srinathji, the deity, it said no, it'll be there for 150 years only, and then it'll go back.
I'm not sure. Okay. So here it is said, now this determination, okay, after that he had Annakut ceremony. You can see all the villagers around the Govardhan, they came, and one day it was Annakuta ceremony was done by one village. So that determination was in goodness, and Dhruv Maharaj was in passion, and determination just in sleep or lazy. There's no determination at all. That is in the type of ignorance. Okay, so there are happiness also in three modes. Yeah, happiness can be in three modes. So whatever happiness we are experiencing, sometimes we feel, sometimes the happiness, actually that happiness which comes from the body, it is just temporary. But the real happiness that comes is actually from the soul, and that which comes from the mind is also temporary. Because body happiness, you have nice moisturizer, something, in few hours that happiness is gone. And from the mind, when you hear some accident news of your relative, something, that peace of mind is again gone. But the happiness which you got from the soul, it's permanent. Yat tat agre visham iva pariname amritopamam tat sukham satvikam proktam atma buddhi prasadajam. So that which in the beginning may be like poison, at the end is nectar, awakens one to self-realization, is said to be the happiness and mode of goodness. Even initially we say you should come for Mangalarati. Initially it's difficult. Very lazy. Oh, snooze your mobile. No, it's very difficult to chant one round initial days. Initially when you come to Krishna consciousness. So beginning it's like poison. Why should we get up early, or why should we sit and chant and all that? But later on it become nectar. As you keep doing, you feel like, oh, it's so nice. One day you don't attend, you feel so bad. So that's, and for self-realization, like for example gooseberries, now when you have the raw ones, initially it is so sour, but as you drink water it becomes nectar. So Krishna Katha is like that. Initially you feel like boring and all, but as you keep hearing, it's all nectar. So that is happiness in mode of goodness. विषयेन्द्रिया संयोगात् तत् यत्तत् अग्रे अमृतोपमं परिणामे विषम इवा तत्सुखम rajasam smritam. That happiness which is derived from contact of senses with the objects, and which appears like nectar at first but poison in the end, is said to be in the nature of passion. So first is nectar, then becomes poison. That is passion. So initially, oh, it will be very beautiful for you, or very nice, but then it become poison. Like Ajamila initially saw the Shudra and the prostitute hugging, but it is in, he was enjoying, but later he himself got entrapped, and he was even trapped by Yamadutas. Okay, so that was Rajasic. And tamasic, what happens in the beginning also it's poison, later also it become poison, and they are blind to self-realization. Yat agre chanubhande cha sukham mohanam atmana nidralasya paramudotam tattamasam udhahritam. So that happiness which is blind to self-realization, which is delusion from beginning to end, which arises from sleep, laziness and illusion, is said to be in the nature of ignorance. So this is blind to self-realization. Don't even think about self-realization. You know who that is? Those two who were there? Look
Jagai
like
Mata.
Jagai Mother.
yeah, they Jagai Mata is supposed to be. So they are blind to self-realization. They don't even realize what they are doing. They do a lot of Vaishnava parat, and they never chanted, or in the sense they never associated with devotees. So that happiness which they have with drinking alcohol, again what happens? And the next day again they have to drink. Again they have to drink. So that happiness is temporary. It is in ignorance. So purification through prescribed duties of Varnashrama. There are qualities for 4 Varnas and 4 Ashramas are mentioned. As we know, the qualities of Brahmana is very important. So Brahmana, so as we know, there are 4 Varnas and 4 Ashramas: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudras, and also Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. Now Brahmana is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vishwam, Shudranam cha Parantapa, Karmani, Prabhavivaktani, Swabhava, Prabhavair Gunai. So how are they divided? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishyas and Shudras are distinguished by the qualities born of their own nature in accordance with the material modes. So Guna Karma Vibhagasha. Chaturvarnya Maya Srishtam Guna Karma, based on Guna and Karma. Not just because you're born, it's a Brahmana's son, you become Brahmana. No. Guna and Karma. So what are the qualities of Brahmana? It is said, Samodamastapa shaucham shantirarjavameva cha jnana vijnanamastikyam brahma karma swabhavacham. So this sloka is the first question we all got for Brahmanic initiation. So those who are planning for Brahmanic initiation, this 18th chapter 42nd sloka you should memorize, because these are the qualities of a Brahmana which they ask. Shama, Dama, Tapa, Shaucham, Shanti Rajavamevaja, Jnana Vijnanam Astikyam Brahma Karma Swabhavasya. That is peacefulness, self-control, austerity, cleanliness, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, all this. And what about Kshatriya? So how will be a Kshatriya be? शौर्यं तेजो हृदि दक्ष्यां युद्धे चापि अपलायनं दानम् ईश्वरभावश्च क्षत्रं कर्म स्वभावचम्. Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, leadership, and natural qualities of work for the Kshatriyas. So, heroism, power, determination, all this will be for the Kshatriyas. That's what Arjuna and all of them had. Krishi go rakshak vanityam vaishya karma swabhavacham. Okay, so Vaishya Karma, that is Vaishyas will have was farming, cow protection and business. Krishi, Goraksha and Vanijam. Then Paricharyatmakam Karma, Shudrashyapi Swabhavacham. Paricharya, that means the Shudras are laborers and service for others. So Brahmanas are considered as which part of the Lord Krishna?
Head.
The head part, because the intelligence come from Brahmanas. Okay, they are supposed to be most intelligent, and the head, they are considered as the head of the Lord. The Kshatriyas,
Arms.
Chest.
hand,
Hands.
hands,
Sorry.
because they work for the hands work for the Lord. In the sense, Kshatriyas do a lot of services, and Vaishyas,
Tummy.
the
Stomach.
belly, because they are the one who's doing farming and cow protection, milk and all the crops and all. And Shudras are the legs.
Legs.
So can somebody live without leg? Yes. Without hands, without belly, in the sense there is something called gastrotomy, and if you have a cancer in the stomach and all, they cut the stomach and they put it outside a food pipe, something like that. You can live without that, but you can't live without a head. That means what? Brahmanas are very very important in the society, and Brahmanas are lacking now. If you go to any Brahmanic, so-called Brahmana family, so-called means they might be born in a Brahmana kula or the family, but they might be consuming non-veg, or they are not doing Vedic studies. I have my own classmates who have, like, they remove their thread, the sacred thread, and they don't chant Gayatri mantras, and they cheat the family without family's permission. They take non-veg, or it's like that now. They just born in a Brahmana family. That's it. They don't follow the rules and regulation. But in ISKCON, when you're first initiated a Harinam initiation, after that you do Brahmanic initiation. That is, you're given Gayatri, and you have even the sacred thread. So what you do, Guna and Karma, you are Padan, Part and Yajna Yajna. You study the Vedas and you give transcendental knowledge to others. That's what is missing in nowadays society. Prabhupada says, through ISKCON, we are developing Brahmanic class of people or society, so that they are the head of the society. The society cannot live without a head, and this is the most important part. Everybody is becoming Shudras, everybody is becoming Vaishyas and Kshatriyas. And where are the Brahmanas? Brahmanas are lacking. So that's why we are training devotees to become, because they have all these qualities. Brahmacharya Didi Brahmana. So they know Brahman, they are doing all the studies, they are clean, definitely. The cleanliness is very, very important. You should be shuchi your clothes, and you take a bath, and before you enter the altar or DT kitchen, should be very very clean. So all that is taught to us: tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom. So definitely this Bhakti Shastri, all the courses will help us. That's why Brahmanic initiation Bhakti Shastri is compulsory certificate, because you should have that knowledge, no, to become a second initiated Brahmanic initiation. So wisdom. So that's why it's made compulsory nowadays. And then all the qualities are naturally acquired. So when Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Prabhupada's guru, did this, that is giving Brahmanic thread even to the Westerners, which the normal Brahmanic caste people could not accept it, and because they are being called in pujas and ceremonies and priests, and they get money, that's how they live. And because of ISKCON, people where Gaudiya Vaishnavas were becoming Brahmanas, they all were very jealous. They started even throwing stones at Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur for giving a Brahmanic initiation. And Prabhupada followed his guru. He also started giving Brahminic initiation to all the ISKCON devotees who are eligible. Because if after Harinam initiation or first initiation, at least 1 year, 6 months to 1 year, you're monitored. And it is important to take Brahminic initiation for a temple worship, like for teaching. In how home worship, if you're doing home worship, first initiation is enough and well. But if you're planning for a temple service, cooking for the deities, dressing the deities, or pujari service or whatever, everything connected to the deity worship, Brahminic initiation is very, very important. So I still remember, like we had this ceremony, like all this final rites ceremony was happening for my brother-in-law. So my Prabhu had to do all the ceremonies, and when they do, they actually they have to take a dip in the river, and they were doing all this. So the whole family was watching, all were there, and everybody was like shocked to see a Brahminic thread for my Prabhu. They're like, how come he became a Brahmana? We are not Brahmanas only, and he is having this Brahminic thread, and how can that happen? Is it for just fashion he's wearing or something? It's like, no, it's my guru who has given, and I have this Gayatri to be chanted 3 times a day. So we do that. So they are not able to accept initially. No onion garlic, no non-veg, no tea coffee, all that no makes us away, or aliens in the family. And first of all that, and then again on top of that, all this they just cut. But the moment they saw this Brahminic thread, and they understood what standard we have got through Srila Prabhupada's mercy and through ISKCON, they really started respecting us. In the sense that to be born in a Brahmin family, definitely many of you would be, but it's not easy. You should have a lot of punyas to get to a Shuchinam Srimadam Gehe, to be born in a Brahmana family. And that is actually a good opportunity for you to go forward in Krishna consciousness. But what will most of them do? They'll be so proud of being a Brahmana or born in a rich family. They'll get involved in sense gratification, and they'll forget for what they have come. Prabhupada says that if you're born in a rich family, you don't have to worry for bread and butter, because already there'll be some kind of earnings in the family, and you can do a simple job and concentrate more on devotion. That's why we are born in that family. But instead, what will happen? Again, we go into sense gratification and be trapped in Maya. So, this Brahmanas, the qualities, it's guna karma vipagasha. So just imagine, ISKCON has given us what opportunity, to serve Krishna, or in the sense, we are not even born in such a family, but by the training which our gurus and everyone have given us, our whole standard of life has changed, and it has come to a high level of serving the Lord. That is Shuddha Sattvagun actually. The Brahmanic qualification is in Shuddha Sattvagun. Every Vaishnava is a Brahmana, but not every Brahmana is a Vaishnava. Why? Every Vaishnava is a Brahmana, but not every Brahmana is a Vaishnava. How do
Yes,
you?
Mataji. Because moment you say Vaishnavas, they're then absolutely a devotee of the Lord.
Yeah.
So they have that Brahminical qualities. But every Brahman by birth need not be a Vaishnava because they may not be following.
Yeah, he may not be a
Mataji,
devotee of Krishna. So Vaishnava means what? Somebody who is a devotee of Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, I just my niece got married to a Brahmin family. Mataji, I was so shocked. Mataji, Goa, Konkani is there. So I was so shocked. They're having everything, Mataji. Mutton bhi khate hain, Mataji.
Non-veg.
And what they
Yeah.
tell na, everything up to mutton, from fish to mutton, Mataji. And I told beef also. कि नहीं नहीं वो हम नहीं खा सकते ना, वो मुस्लिम खाते हैं. Just imagine, Mataji. I was really shocked, Mata. What a downfall, Mataji. Brahmins having all
Yeah,
this,
that's what.
Mataji.
So that's what
It's
I said.
really
I think that's when Amrish Prabhu said, if you really want to know their Brahmanas, go and open their fridge. There will be a lot of non-veg things in their fridge, might be. So that's how world is now. It's completely changed, and they think this thread is just a burden for them, and they don't even study Vedas. Nothing is done. So this Brahmanic culture is just gone completely. But because of ISKCON, well, many of them are coming to the Brahmanic standard, and we get a lot of, nowadays the priest in so many marriages and temples and all is ISKCON devotees only. They come to our temples and call the priest, because there's no Brahmanas available now. What to do? So they come and call. But the families, the whole like answer, they will not be able to accept it. How come he's not? But they don't know it's guna and karma. See, as Mataji said, they are called as so-called brahmanas because they might be born in a brahmana family. They're not following the rules and regulations, no. So that means they're not qualified. They are called as what? Such people who are born in brahmana family and not following the rules. What
Brahma
such people?
Bandhu.
Yeah, Brahma Bandhu. Bija Bandhu, like Ashwathama, who was a son of Dronacharya, who's a Brahmana, but Ashwathama not followed any qualities of a Brahmana, so they're called Brahma Bandhu. They're just a relation. Like, see, the son of a High Court judge can be called as a son of High Court judge. So that's it. He is also related to High Court judge, but as a son. But he is not High Court judge unless he do LLB, LLM, and clear his exams and then become a magistrate. So that's different. So just being born in a Brahmana family, we cannot become a Brahmana. So Krishna says, these Chaturvarnya Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vivaha. All these are quality varnas are made by Krishna, but based on Guna and Karma. Okay, and so that's why we have all these strict things in ISKCON. Sometimes we feel, oh, there's too much rules and regulations in ISKCON, but that's a standard. Prabhupada is bringing us to that standard. Just imagine Atul Krishna, his guys, Atul Krishna Prabhu was saying, like, these are the four class, no? First class is Brahmana, second is Kshatriya, third is Vaishya, fourth is Shudra. And he says they belong to the fifth class. Fifth class means the chandalas and dog eaters and who comes down. And
Malaysia.
Prabhu said, who comes even down? He says, we were that, Yavanas and Chandalas and Krishna, Milechas it is called. And Prabhupada's mercy, they've come to the standard of first class, Brahmanas. So Prabhupada was explaining class on this, and he was on the Vyasasan, and somebody to challenge asked Prabhupada, so do you think you are first class, Prabhupada? In a challenging way. So Prabhupada just kept quiet for some time and tears in his eyes, he said, I am fifth class. I'm a fifth class. He is a Brahmana in the sense he is such a pure devotee, but out of humility, he says, I'm just a fifth class person. So, conclusion is that every endeavor is covered by some fault, just as fire is covered by smoke. Therefore, one should not give up the work born by his own nature, O son of Kunti, even if such work is full of fault. So, a Brahmana should not do a Shudra's work. But nowadays, that's what happening. They'll do labor and services to other varnas. Even as Mataji said, they even go to a slaughterhouse, or maybe they even cook non-veg and eat it. So this is all actually not allowed for a Brahmana, but they do it. So it is in Kali Yuga, it's full of fault, and people they don't even realize what good fortune. It's not easy to be born in such family, but so much of punya is required to be born in that family. And even after being born, they are just neglecting that opportunity by doing wrong things. Okay, so that's what it is said. 41 to 48 is about how yeah, here. Sahajam karma kaunteya satosham apin tyajet sarvarambahito shena tumedagni ivavrita. So it is said that, so yeah, somebody is born in that particular nature should not give up that. So one should be determined to serve the Supreme Lord by his occupational duty. So why did Krishna make all this Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudras? This is basically to serve Krishna. We should keep Krishna in the center and serve. Whichever ashrama we follow or varna, we should serve Krishna. Okay, that's what is important. So we'll have a small breakout room, serving Krishna with one's own occupational duty. So you can discuss difficulties and disturbing elements in your own occupational duty. Discuss how you can engage in Krishna service through your occupational duty. Like whatever, you might be a housewife, you might be a particular job. Now, how where you used that particular duty in spreading Krishna consciousness or engaging Krishna service, and what are the difficulties or disturbing elements you faced in that particular being a Krishna conscious devotee in that particular environment. Okay, so we'll have the small discussion now and come back. Might be two groups is enough. Please join the breakout room, all of you.
Mataji, I was locked out, Mataji. My computer was. Can I just go back to the room? Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Mataji,
Mataji,
I'll do
just
that 1 minute.
Hare
1
Krishna.
second.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Mala back.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, so who's representing room number 1? Will speak.
We have Upasana Mataji can start off. Mataji.
Mataji.